listen. No, don't even try to talk right now. I'm completely done with you. Do you hear me? I'm done with your attitude, your fake confidence, your stupid little performances in front of everyone like you're some king of this college. You walk around thinking that being the bully makes you powerful, that pushing people around somehow makes you special. But all it really does is show everyone how insecure and pathetic you are. You pick on boys, you pick on girls, you pick on anyone who won't fight back because deep down you know they're better than you. And honestly, I can't believe I ever let myself stand next to you. Maybe I got caught up in the attention, maybe it felt cool for like 2 seconds, but now it just makes me feel sick. Look at yourself. No, seriously. Look at your belly. Look at the way you puff yourself up like you're tough when you're just sad. You think you can bully anyone you want, but the truth is, you're scared of everyone who sees through you. And I'm done pretending you're anything more than a joke. Go to hell if you want. Cry if you want. I don't care. I don't want your attention. I don't want your hands on me. I don't even want to hear your voice anymore. I'll do whatever I want from now on. And if I want someone better, someone who actually deserves me, then that's exactly what I'm going to do. Him. Yeah, him. I choose him. Yeah, you heard me. Hey, you. Come here. Hey, it's okay. I'll explain everything, but just come with me now.
Yeah, I know this feels sudden, and honestly, I don't blame you for looking at me like you're trying to figure out whether this is real or if you're dreaming. But listen, just come with me, okay? I don't care who's staring, I don't care who's whispering, and I definitely don't care about the idiots already typing on the college page like they have nothing better to do with their lives. Let them post. What matters is getting you out of that room before you freeze up or before he tries to pull one of his pathetic tantrums again. So just walk with me. Keep your head down if you want, or don't. I honestly don't care because people are going to talk no matter what. And I'd rather they talk about me choosing someone who actually deserves attention instead of pretending that I'm still attached to someone who never earned mine. Here, this way. Come on. The physical department office is empty around this time. No practices, no coaches, no trainers, just cold AC and silence. And trust me, after the chaos we just walked out of, you're going to appreciate the quiet. I'll lock the door behind us so no one barges in with their big eyes and big questions. See? It's nicer in here, right? You can sit if you want or stand, whatever makes you feel like you're not about to collapse from shock. I know your heart's beating fast. I can literally see your hands shaking a little, but you're okay. You're with me. And I'm not going to throw you into something you can't handle. Honestly, I didn't drag you here out of pity, and I didn't pick you to make some dramatic revenge moment either. I picked you because I wanted to. Because I've been watching you longer than you think. Because the second I said him, I meant it. So now it's just you and me. And listen, I need you to understand something. Because you really don't see yourself the way everyone else sees you. You're not like him, not even remotely. And I don't mean that in some cliche way.
I mean it in the sense that everything about you exposes how fake he is. He walks around pretending he's strong, pretending he's in control, pretending he's this dominant force people should bow down to. But the truth is he's loud because he has nothing real underneath. You, on the other hand, you're quiet, you're composed, you mind your own business, and somehow that makes you stand out more than any of his pathetic attempts at intimidation. Do you know how many girls talk about you? Seriously. I've heard them in bathrooms, in hallways, in the cafeteria, whispering about how you're the mysterious guy who doesn't talk, but somehow says everything without trying. How your arms look when you push open a door. How your shoulders look when you lean back in your chair. How you're built without flaunting it. It drives them crazy in the best way. And honestly, it drove me a little crazy too. Even when I was still with him, and yeah, I know that sounds bad, but I'm not gonna pretend I didn't notice you. You made him look small without doing anything. And that alone should tell you how different you are from him. You don't need to shout, you don't need to shove, you don't need to prove anything. You just exist, and it's enough to get attention from people who never pay attention to anyone, including me. And that's why comparing you to him isn't even fair. Because it's like comparing a shadow to someone who actually has substance. He's noise, you're presence. And maybe that's why I didn't hesitate, not even for a second when I said I'd choose you. Because I meant it long before I said it. Okay, listen. I can already see what's happening in that head of yours. And no, you're not going to start tearing yourself apart just because someone like me suddenly chose you. You're doing that thing where you shrink into yourself and pretend you don't deserve anything good. And I'm not letting you do that. Not to me, not to yourself. So go on, say it. Say whatever question you're holding back. Oh, that one. Why me? Really? That's what you're worried about? Listen, sweetheart, I didn't pick you because I felt sorry for you. And I didn't pick you because I wanted to stir drama. I picked you because you're special. You're good looking, yes, and don't even try to argue with me because you are. You have this natural presence you don't even realize you have. You think being quiet makes you invisible, but you have no idea how many people look at you when you're not paying attention. And before you say it, no, being a loner doesn't make you less attractive. In fact, it makes you more interesting, more mysterious, more everything he could never be. He needs a whole crowd to feel important. He needs noise, he needs conflict, he needs attention, or he collapses. You don't. You stand alone and somehow get noticed anyway. That's why I said you're special. And don't throw the social pyramid nonsense at me because I don't care where you think you fall on some imaginary ladder. You're not lower than anyone. And anyone who thinks that way can go straight to hell, especially him. He strutted around like he was top of the food chain, but compared to you, he's nothing but a loud, insecure mess pretending to be something he's not. You, on the other hand, you're real, you're steady, you're the one people remember without trying. So no, sweetheart, you're not a loner, you're not out of my league, and you're definitely not some background character like you think you are. You're enough. More than enough. And that's why I'm here. All right, fine. If you have more questions, then ask them. I told you I'm not running away from this conversation. And I'm not letting you hide behind those doubts. So go on. What now? Yeah, but what about everyone else? Seriously? That's what you're thinking about? Sweetheart, listen to me. Everyone else doesn't matter. Those people in the classroom, the ones gossiping in the hallways, the ones who pretend they understand anything about you, they're irrelevant. They live for drama. They live for rumors. They live small lives filled with small thoughts. And you cannot let that define how you see yourself. And before you even ask, no, you don't have to compete with anyone. Not with the boys who flex in the gym for attention, not with the groups who think popularity raises their IQ, and definitely not with him. You are already more than what any of them pretend to be. And yes, let me say it again, I like the way you look. Your body, your face, your posture, all of it. You have this subtle strength that people underestimate, which honestly makes you even more attractive. And just because you don't talk much doesn't mean you're disconnected from the world. If anything, it makes people more curious about you. And now you're worried about whether being quiet makes you boring? Sweetheart, no, absolutely not. If anything, being quiet makes you more captivating. People project onto you. They imagine what you might be thinking. They lean in more. He talks too much and says nothing. You talk less and somehow say everything. And don't even compare yourself to him again, because every time you do, it just makes me want to laugh at how much better you are without even trying. Trust me, sweetheart, you don't need to change. You don't need to be louder. You don't need to fit in. You're already exactly the kind of person someone like me notices. And I did notice. Okay, fine. One more question. Go ahead. I can see it on your face. You're holding something back. Yeah, but what about the popular crowd? Oh my God, sweetheart. Why are you even thinking about them? Listen to me carefully. That entire so-called popular group only exists because people keep giving them attention they don't deserve. They're loud, they're dramatic, they're exhausting, and half of them don't even like each other. They just cling together so they don't feel irrelevant. And you're worried about what they think of you? Really? Sweetheart, they don't get to judge you, not when you're the one who actually has depth and individuality. And yes, I know they stare at you sometimes, and maybe you think they're judging you, but half the time they're staring because they can't figure you out. They're not used to someone who doesn't crumble under their noise. And as for him, let me tell you something. He was desperate for validation from that group, desperate to keep his fake crown on his fake throne. And you want to compare yourself to that? Absolutely not. He needed them. You don't need anyone. That's the difference. And before you ask, yes, I chose you knowing exactly what people might say, knowing they'll make jokes or posts or stupid comments. I don't care. I chose you because you're worth choosing, because I see the way you carry yourself, the way you think before you speak, the way you treat people without needing to perform for the world. You're worried you're not enough. But sweetheart, you're more than enough. You always have been, you just don't realize it. And comparing yourself to him or to anyone else is pointless because none of them come close to you. You're the one with substance, with presence, with something real behind your eyes. And I wouldn't be standing here if you weren't exactly what I wanted. So stop doubting yourself. Stop shrinking.
look at me. You're enough, and I'm not letting you forget that again.
You know, I've been thinking about what you said earlier, that whole loner thing you keep labeling yourself with. And honestly, sweetheart, I don't think you even understand what that word really means. People throw around the term loner like it's some kind of insult. But it's just a lazy label people use because they don't know how to process someone who isn't desperate for attention. Rumors start because people get uncomfortable when they can't predict you, when they can't read you, when they can't box you into their tiny little categories. That's all rumors are. Insecurity disguised as entertainment. Half the people spreading them don't even believe them. They just like having something to talk about, so they don't have to deal with their own empty lives. And you, sweetheart, you're not a loner. You're someone who prefers your own space, someone who doesn't force connections that don't feel real, someone who doesn't waste time pretending to fit into crowds that don't mean anything. That's not being a loner. That's being selective, thoughtful, aware. And honestly, it's something I admire. I'd rather spend time with one real person than 100 fake ones. And that's why I'm sitting here talking to you and not them. People call you a loner because it makes them feel better about themselves. Because if they admit that you're fine on your own, then they'll have to face the fact that they aren't. And rumors? God, don't get me started. Rumors are just noise made by people who can't create anything meaningful in their own lives. But you're not noise. You're not some background whisper. You're someone who stands quietly, confidently, without needing a crowd to validate you. And I think that scares them. So, no, sweetheart, you're not a loner. You're someone who knows himself, someone who values peace over chaos, someone smart enough to pick solitude over shallow attention. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's one of the reasons I'm drawn to you. Okay, now that we've finally calmed down a bit and no one's about to burst through that door, I want something from you. Your number. Yeah, give me your number. Don't act surprised, sweetheart. You didn't really think I was going to walk out of here without making sure I can reach you whenever I want, right? Here, take my phone. Type it in. Slowly. Okay, good. Now, save it under something nice. Don't you dare write my name plain like everyone else does. Now give me yours. No, come on, don't hesitate. I already chose you, remember? Type it in. Perfect. I'll send you a message right now so you know it's me. See? There you go. Now you can text me whenever you want, or call me. Or if you're too shy to do either, just wait for me to message you first. Because trust me, I will. I want to talk to you at night, when the whole world quiets down and it's just you and me and whatever we feel like saying. Or after classes, when you look tired and I can tell you need someone to pull you out of your head for a moment. And no, don't worry about him or anyone else seeing our names pop up on each other's screens. Let them. Let them see it and let them choke on it. Because I meant what I said back there. I'm not going back to him and I'm not hiding you. I want you. I want conversations with you. I want to know what you sound like when you're relaxed, when you're laughing, when you're half asleep texting me nonsense at midnight. I want to be the person you open up to without thinking twice. So yeah, sweetheart, keep my number close because you're going to need it.
and so am I. You know, since we're already here, and since I already dragged you into the middle of my chaos today, I want to tell you something a little deeper. Something I normally wouldn't say to anyone. I've spent so long pretending I'm okay around people, pretending I'm strong, pretending I don't need anyone. And maybe that worked on everyone else, but not on you. With you, it feels different, safer, quieter in a way I didn't realize I needed. And the truth is, I've been lonely too, just in a different way. Surrounded by people, but never actually connected to any of them. And when I looked at you, when I saw the way you just existed without trying to impress anyone, I felt something I haven't felt in a long time. I felt like maybe I could stop pretending, like maybe I could let someone in. And maybe that someone could be you. You think you're nothing special, but sweetheart, you're exactly the kind of special that matters. You listen even when you don't speak. You think even when you're quiet. You show strength without showing off, and that's rare. That's everything I've been wanting without even knowing I was looking for it. And being with you right now, talking like this, it feels easy, real. Like I don't have to perform or impress or hide anything. Like I can just be someone who wants to be held together instead of holding everyone else together. And you're giving me that without even trying. You're giving me something steady, something warm, something I didn't expect to find today. And I want you to know you're everything I wanted and didn't know how to ask for. And maybe that scares me a little. But it also makes me want to stay right here with you and not go anywhere. You know, the more I sit here with you, the more I realize that today wasn't some random moment or some impulsive decision. It feels like the start of something real. And I don't want this to just end once we walk out of this room. I don't want this to be some dramatic one-day event everyone gossips about and then forgets. I want to see you again. And again and again. I want to talk to you more. Not just in stolen moments, but actually spend time with you. Like real time. Dates, conversations, late night calls, everything. And don't even start with that whole why would you want that with me thing, because I'm not letting you use that excuse anymore. I want you because I want you, because I like the way you think, the way you look at me, the way you react when I get close to you. It feels honest, and I haven't felt that in forever. So yeah, sweetheart, I want to go out with you, anywhere. We could grab coffee after class, we could walk around campus when everyone leaves, we could sit somewhere stupid like the bleachers and just talk about nothing. And honestly, I'd love to come to your house someday. Not in some dramatic romantic way, but just to see you in your space, to see what you're like when you're comfortable, when you're not trying to hide behind anything. I want to know what kind of music you listen to when no one's around, what you do when you're bored, what you think about before you fall asleep. I want to know you, all of you, and I'm not scared of saying that out loud. You deserve someone who actually chooses you, someone who isn't embarrassed to admit they want more. And I'm telling you right now, I want more with you. So don't act surprised when I ask for another date, and another, and another, because trust me, I'm not letting this fade. Okay, sweetheart, since you're clearly overthinking again, let me just say this plainly. Yes, I want a future with you, and yes, I'm serious about it. You keep asking these tiny, hesitant questions like you're afraid I'm going to suddenly change my mind and walk away, but I won't. I didn't choose you out of convenience, I didn't choose you out of rebellion, and I didn't choose you to make him jealous. I chose you because being with you feels like breathing for the first time in forever, and I want more of that, more of you. So let's talk about it. Dates, yes, obviously, but I also want the simple things like sitting next to you while you study, or walking with you to class, or hearing your voice on the phone when it's late and you can't sleep. I want mornings where you message me before anyone else does. I want nights where we talk until one of us falls asleep mid-sentence. And, sweetheart, don't shy away when I say this. I want to spend time at your place, too. Not because I want something dramatic to happen, but because I want to be part of your world. I want to see where you think, where you rest, where you feel safe. And if you think I'm going to judge you for anything, stop right there. I'm not here to critique your room or your life. I just want to be included in it. And if you're worried about whether you're enough for something like that, sweetheart, you're more than enough, more than any guy I've known. And honestly, I like the idea of us having something steady, something that grows, something that isn't just a secret or a moment. So yeah, I want the future you're scared to mention. Now say it. Say you want it to. And before you ask another insecurity-wrapped question, let me answer the next one for you. Yes, sweetheart, I want to come to the gym with you. Stop looking shocked. I'm serious. You mentioned earlier how you go alone, how no one ever really joins you or even notices you there, but I want to. I want to see how you work, how focused you get, how different you look when you're in your element. And don't you dare start with that whole, but why would you want to be seen with me at the gym nonsense? I want to be seen with you everywhere. Gym, cafeteria, walkway, classroom, anywhere. Let them look, let them whisper, let him choke on his jealousy. I don't care. I like the idea of watching you lift, watching you train, watching you push yourself in ways he never could, and maybe afterwards we get smoothies or sit outside and just talk. Because that's the thing you don't get, sweetheart. I don't want small pieces of you. I want the whole thing. Your quiet moments, your focused moments, your messy moments, all of it. And while we're talking about futures, let me be a little honest with you. I want someone who makes me feel steady, someone I can trust, someone who doesn't drain me, someone who doesn't need to perform for the world. And you're exactly that. Everything I've been wanting without knowing how to say it. You think you're just some guy on the edge of everything, but you're not. You're exactly the kind of person who makes someone feel safe just by being there. And maybe that's why I'm drawn to you the way I am, because you give me something genuine,
something warm, something that feels like home before we've even started. And I want more of that, more of you. So, yeah, dates, calls, your house, the gym, all of it. I'm not kidding when I say you're everything I want, and I'm not letting you slip away.
You know, sometimes I sit here and think about how exhausting this whole college world is. The rumors, the eyes, the fake friendships, the pressure to act a certain way just so people won't tear you apart behind your back. And honestly, I'm so tired of it. I'm tired of pretending I care about stupid drama. I'm tired of walking hallways where everyone is watching, but no one is really seeing anything. And I'm tired of feeling like I have to fit into some group or expectation just to be left alone. And the crazy part is, the more I talk to you, the more I realize I don't even want this life. Not like this. I wish I could just disappear from all of it for a while. Just get away from these walls and these people and their pointless noise. And if I'm really being honest, I wish I could just go somewhere with you. Somewhere quiet. Somewhere nobody knows us. Nobody cares who you used to date, or who you used to avoid, or what some idiot posted online. Somewhere we can breathe without thinking about who's judging us. I know it sounds dramatic, but I mean it. Being with you makes everything else feel small, like none of it matters anymore. Like the rumors don't matter, the whispers don't matter, the labels don't matter. It's strange, but you make the world feel softer, calmer, safer. And I don't think you even realize you're doing it, but you are. And you were right, you know. You were right about how meaningless all this popularity stuff is, how pointless the hierarchy is, how fake everything looks when you step back from it. And I used to think you were just quiet, but now I realize you were just aware, smarter than the rest of us. And I wish I'd seen it sooner. Because if I had, maybe I would have walked away from all this a long time ago. And maybe I would have walked toward you instead. But I'm here now, and I'm not letting this go.
It's crazy, you know? The more I talk, the more I realize how different you are from what I thought. Or maybe I always knew and just never let myself admit it. Because when I look at you now, when I actually let myself be honest, all I keep thinking is how easy everything feels with you. How natural it feels to just sit here and imagine things. Imagine a life where we don't have to worry about the next rumor or the next post or the next stupid thing someone might say just to get attention. Imagine a life where we don't have to perform, where we don't have to pretend to be stronger or louder or more confident than we actually feel. Imagine just waking up one day and deciding to go somewhere far away, just you and me. No college, no pressure, no fake people, just us figuring things out one moment at a time. And listen, sweetheart, I know you think that sounds impossible or unrealistic, but the truth is, I don't want the life I've been living. Not anymore. All this time, I thought I wanted attention. I thought I wanted popularity. I thought I wanted excitement. But the truth is, I was just filling empty space with noise.
And then you walked into my life without even trying, without even speaking half the time, and somehow you taught me more than anyone else has. You taught me that being quiet isn't weakness, that being selective isn't loneliness, that choosing peace isn't running away, and that maybe, just maybe, the person who looks like they have the least to offer is actually the one with the most depth, the most heart, the most truth. And that's you. You without trying. You without pretending. You without forcing anything. And maybe that's why I keep imagining futures with you, imagining days where it's just us, imagining moments that feel real instead of performed. Because with you, everything feels possible, even the things I never allowed myself to hope for.
You know what else? I keep thinking about how much you've changed me without even saying much. You didn't lecture me, you didn't pressure me, you didn't try to make me feel guilty. You just existed. Quietly, honestly. And somehow that taught me more than any relationship I've ever been in. You made me realize how wrong I was about the things I thought mattered. I used to think being seen was everything, that attention meant worth, that noise meant importance. But watching you, listening to you, even in the little moments when you probably thought I wasn't paying attention, I learned that real strength doesn't need an audience. Real confidence doesn't need applause. Real value doesn't need validation. And sweetheart, hearing you talk about your insecurities today just makes me want to hold your face and tell you how wrong you are about yourself. You think you're small, but you're not. You think you fade into the background, but you don't. You think you're just another person in the crowd, but to me, you're the one person who stands out without even trying. And maybe that's why being with you feels so comforting, so grounding, because I don't have to pretend around you. I don't have to act strong or perfect or put together. I can just be someone who wants someone real, someone steady, someone quietly powerful. And that's exactly what you are. Everything I wanted, but never realized I was allowed to want. And that's why I keep imagining things. Imagining us going out, going away, talking late at night, building something together that feels solid and safe and ours. And you know what? I like the idea of you teaching me things without even meaning to. Teaching me peace, teaching me stillness, teaching me what real connection feels like. And I want that with you more than anything. You know what? I've been replaying everything that happened today in my mind, and the more I think about it, the more certain I become. I don't regret a single thing. Not the breakup, not the scene, not the confrontation, not even the shock on everyone's faces. Nothing. Because all of it brought me right here. Sitting with you, talking to you, actually feeling something real instead of pretending all the time. And, sweetheart, I feel happy. Genuinely happy in a way I didn't even realize I was missing. There's this lightness in my chest I haven't felt in years. Like I've finally let go of some weight I didn't know I was carrying. And I don't care what anyone thinks about it. I don't care what rumor starts circulating next. I don't care who tries to twist the story. I don't care what any of those shallow people whisper under their breath. None of them matter to me anymore. You do. And being next to you feels right. It feels honest. It feels like something I should have done a long time ago. And you know what I realized? Rumors only hurt when you let them. They only affect you when you give them space inside your mind. But if we just ignore them, if we stay focused on each other instead of the noise around us, they become meaningless. Their words lose power. Their opinions dissolve. And all that's left is this: you and me and the way this feels. I don't regret choosing you, not for a second, and I'm not scared of whatever comes next. Let them talk. Let them spin their little stories. I'd rather live a real moment with you than a fake life with anyone else. And that's the truth I'm standing by. And sweetheart, let me say something else. Because I can see that little hesitation creeping back into your eyes, like you're wondering if I'll change my mind once the excitement fades. I won't. I promise you, I won't. Today didn't feel like a mistake. It felt like a correction. Like I finally aligned myself with something real instead of clinging to something hollow. And now that I've made that choice, I feel this strange kind of happiness spreading through me. Like I can finally breathe without pretending. And I want to enjoy that with you. All of it. I want to walk through campus with you without caring who sees. I want to sit with you between classes and talk about nothing and everything. I want to laugh with you in the most random corners of this place. I want to feel close to you without worrying about what anyone says. Because honestly, if we don't react to the rumors, if we don't feed into them, they die. They collapse. They starve. People lose interest when they don't get a reaction, and we don't owe anyone a reaction. We don't owe them explanations or apologies or performances. All we owe is ourselves a chance to be happy. And I want that chance with you. I want to spend my time with you, not hiding, not whispering, not pretending like we're doing something wrong, but just being openly, comfortably, naturally. And the more I think about it, the more excited I get. Because I can actually imagine us sitting in the cafeteria together, or walking after class, or staying late in the library pretending to study when really we're just talking. I want all of that, and I want it with you, not anyone else, just you. And the truth is, sweetheart, the happiness I feel right now isn't temporary. It's not some rush from the drama or adrenaline from the scene earlier. It's deeper than that. It's this sense of peace I haven't felt in so long. A feeling that everything finally makes sense in a way I didn't expect. And it all comes down to you. And no, I don't care how cheesy that sounds. I've lived enough fake moments to know when something is real. And this, us talking like this, sitting together, imagining futures, it feels real. I don't regret choosing you, and I don't regret walking away from him in front of everyone. And I don't regret letting the entire class see that I want you. If anything, I wish I'd done it sooner. Because you make me feel safe, grounded, understood in a way nobody else ever has. And you know what's funny? Everyone's so obsessed with rumors because they're terrified of silence, terrified of the possibility that their lives might be boring. But I'm not scared of silence. Not when it's with you, not when it means peace instead of chaos. Not when it feels like a place where I can actually exist without pressure. And if we just ignore the noise, if we don't let any of it inside, then none of it can touch us. And I want that. I want a college life where we sit together between classes like it's the most natural thing in the world. Where I can lean my head on your shoulder without worrying who's watching. Where I can text you during lectures and smile when you reply. Where I can spend every free minute with you because it feels right. I don't want some dramatic fantasy life. I just want you. Your presence, your calm, your steadiness, your warmth. And if that means letting go of everything else, then I'm glad I did. Because being with you feels like I finally made the right choice. You know what, sweetheart? I've made up my mind. Sitting here with you, talking about everything, imagining all these little futures, feeling this unbelievable calm settle over me. I don't want today to end here. I don't want to walk out of this office and pretend we're just two classmates who had a random conversation. No, I want more time with you. Real time, without walls listening, without footsteps outside the door, without anyone wandering by waiting to spread the next rumor. And honestly, I don't feel like staying on campus anymore. I'm done with these hallways for today. So, how about this? Come to my house. Yeah, I'm serious. Don't look at me like that. I said what I said. Come with me. We can call my driver. He's already nearby. He'll pick us up in a few minutes. And we can get out of here before anyone else even realizes we're gone. My place is quiet, comfortable, safe. No noise, no drama, no interruptions. We can just exist. Together. Maybe watch something stupid on Netflix, maybe eat something, maybe just sit close and talk until neither of us remembers what time it is. And sweetheart, whatever happens after that, well, who knows? Maybe we laugh too much, maybe we fall asleep on the couch. Maybe we just enjoy the silence and the warmth and the fact that today changed everything. Or maybe we end up having a little more fun than that. Who knows? I'm not predicting anything. I'm just saying I want you there, with me. Not as some rebound, not as some dramatic gesture, but because spending more time with you feels like the most natural decision I've made in a long time. So, come on, sweetheart. Let me call the driver. Let's leave all this noise behind for the night. Okay, sweetheart. He's already on his way, so we have maybe a couple minutes before he pulls up, and honestly, that feels perfect because it gives me just enough time to say what I've been wanting to say ever since I grabbed your hand in that classroom. Today wasn't chaos to me. Today was clarity. Everything I did, everything I said, every choice I made, I meant it. And I don't regret any of it, not for a second. In fact, I feel happier right now than I have in months. And the idea of spending the rest of this day with you, away from campus, away from the noise, away from all the fake expectations, it feels right. So when we get to my house, don't overthink. Don't get nervous. Don't question whether you belong there, because you do. I want you there. I want to share space with you. I want to sit next to you on my couch, play something stupid on Netflix and make fun of it with you. Maybe order something to eat. Maybe talk until we forget the rest of the world exists. And, sweetheart, whatever else happens, whatever fun activities we end up stumbling into, we'll let the moment decide. No pressure, no expectation, just two people who finally found something real in the middle of a mess. And I love that for us. I love the idea of tonight becoming one of those memories we look back on and say, yeah, that's when everything changed. So when the car pulls up, just walk with me. No fear, no doubt, no shrinking. Just you. The guy I chose, the guy I wanted, the guy who made me feel something real today. And from here on, let's see where this goes. Because I'm not letting this end.